You mentioned kind of channeling your energy into how you can help, how you can make things better. And something that, it's not a surprise to me, watching you from afar throughout your career. Every young player that we've talked to and at SDH, we really try to look at the academy and look at the twos and look at the young players coming up and tell their stories and introduce them to the fan base. Almost every single one has mentioned you. Guys who play your position, guys who don't play your position, as somebody who has went out of their way to help them. Why is that so important to you?
Well, because that's how I was brought up on great teams in early in my career, and I credit a lot of the older veteran experienced players that helped me come into my own when I was young. Um, I was a lot different of a personality and a player back when I first started playing than I am now, and it wasn't all positive. I had my ups and downs. I had my frustrations with inconsistency in how I played, with inconsistency in my playing time, with the ebbs and flows that come with a young player. And I had so many great leaders and so many great older players that helped keep me focused and not lose sight of the bigger picture. And I think that's why I can attribute my longevity and success to those guys. And I think it would be really unfortunate for someone of my experience level to not pass that along to younger players who I see so much potential in. There are a ton of ways for a professional athlete to leave a lasting impact on their career and how they're talked about and how they're remembered. And some players leave a lasting impact through just sheer talent and sheer winning and being able to point to um, trophies and individual honors and goals and assists, and that's great. I mean, those are special players. Other players can point to um, other things that they do off the field, philanthropic efforts, charitable efforts, being embedded in the community. Other players can point to how they affect their teammates and the way they carry themselves every day. And of course, you want to try to leave an imprint in all of those things, but the reality is you might only leave an imprint in one or two of those areas, right? And one of the areas that I've told myself when I grew up and got a little bit more mature, and when I realized that I was going to be captain on certain teams, and when the leadership aspect came a little bit more natural to me than it did to other players, is I wanted to be an open book when it came to helping people and helping players reach their full potential, because I had that when I was young. So I'm really look that is awesome to hear, because rather than the public plaudits that some players get, I think behind closed doors, how people talk about you, I think it speaks volume, and that's how I would love for people to talk about me, and in the way that I carried myself. Even if I was only at this club for a year, I definitely wanted to make an impression. First and foremost, a positive impression on the field. And when I look at myself, I hold myself to a high standard, and I haven't left that lasting impression on the field that I maybe wanted to leave. And so when that doesn't happen, you have to do it off the field, and that's what I've tried to do. And I'm really humbled and honored that the young guys talk about me like that, because I have great relationships with a lot of them, with almost all of them, and so they keep me young. I enjoy their banter. I enjoy their humor. I don't understand it all the time. Sometimes they give me crap because I'm kind of like the old guy trying to stay young. But I do feel like I've cultivated some really nice moments and relationships with the younger guys.